Hello guys, I'll be going over the Wednesday, January 8th or January 9th 10 game NBA slate. There's 10 games on this slate, so looking at it, I might actually not lock in James Harden for this slate. It is a tougher matchup against Milwaukee's defense. And Harden is at home though, and his price is 12-2, so still definitely very capable of exceeding value still. But just with 10 games, there's a lot of other options a lot cheaper that I like, that I can definitely jam in a couple more, like one or two, that make me not have to take value to fit in Harden. So starting off at point guard, D'Angelo Russell, 7.6K against the Atlanta Hawks, who are on a back-to-back. D'Angelo Russell, with the Brooklyn Nets, they finally were able to get some rest, and here in this spot, 7.6K against the Hawks. Terrific matchup against Trae Young here. D'Angelo is going to have a lot of upside in this spot. Definitely can hit 50 plus. 40 probably is a pretty safe bet unless he's in foul trouble or he gets hurt. At home, he usually does play down the stretch. He usually should see 30 plus minutes, close to 35 ish. And in this spot, he should be able to get some steals too with Trae Young's turnovers and Jeremy Lin. If he starts alongside, there's definitely some defense or lack of defense that D'Lo should be able to take advantage of. Next, Lonzo Ball is more of just a GPP play for me. Does get Richard Jackson defense at home, so not bad if you want to take a chance there, but not a priority. Spencer Dinwiddie, kind of like Lonzo, is not going to be a priority, but excellent matchup here in this spot. Next is Eric Bledsoe, 5.9K. If you look at the opponent points given up at the point guard position for Houston, they do rank pretty high up in terms of their defense, but that's with Chris Paul. Since Chris Paul's been hurt, Eric Bledsoe has been, or the Houston Rockets, I should say, their point guard defense has suffered with Austin Rivers taking over, who definitely is not as good of a defender as CP3. Eric Bledsoe, 5.9K in this matchup. He seems a little bit underpriced, and as long as he plays, somewhat decent, he should be able to finish the fourth quarter. George Hill did steal some minutes away from Bledsoe last game, but that's because Bledsoe was having a pretty bad game. So, if he's not playing well, he's not going to hit your value, so he's not even get the minutes, so it really doesn't matter at that point. But if he's playing pretty decently, he's definitely going to be on the court in the fourth and along with the stars in this matchup, so I like Bledsoe at only 5.9K. Next, JJ Barea of DSJ is out, but not a priority either, but just worth a mention because they are playing Phoenix, so not bad there. And then next, Jeremy Lin, definitely very interesting here. Hawks on a back-to-back again. If Kevin Huerter is out, definitely you need to look at Lin, but Lin did play some pretty heavy minutes for Tuesday, 35 minutes, and in the past, I think this is by far the biggest amount of minutes that he's played all season. He did rest in some of the back-to-backs in the past, or his minutes have just been a lot down compared to the first leg of back-to-back, so there's some concern, but this game is against Brooklyn. Definitely revenge narrative there, but really it's just the opportunity that Lin is going to get if he starts here. And 4.2K, definitely too cheap if he starts. If he starts, he's probably not going to see 35 minutes, but should see around 30 minutes, and that'd still be a terrific play at 4,200. Next, Corey Joseph, 3,400 now, just really cheap. He plays in the fourth regardless of if it's a blowout or not. And him and Collison are kind of in a timeshare, and sometimes Joseph actually outplays Collison in terms of the minutes that they get. Even against a tough matchup in Boston, they are on a back-to-back too. But again, if it's a blowout or not, Corey Joseph is going to see 25 plus minutes usually, and at only 3,400, he should be, around at least 5x here, and definitely a lot of upside at this low price tag. Moving on to shooting guard, James Harden. Still, we know what he is without CP3, crazy upside, and with a team that does give up a lot of threes, definitely can see him going, just driving in the lane and kicking it back out. So it actually helps a lot of these other Houston players like Austin Rivers, PJ Tucker, James Ennis, Gerald Green, these other guys that can shoot threes. So I actually like them quite a bit. But Harden, we know 12.2, it's not bad for him, and terrific matchup. Maybe just in terms of the usage, obviously not the best in terms of like the defense, but 12.2. Like, this is the player with the most upside on the slate. So definitely you can't, like, you should probably have one of him. But if you were playing just one lineup, you can, I would say you could actually fade Harden on this slate just because there are so many other options for a lot cheaper. Next, Bradley Beal. This is just one of those weird games like you play in Philly and then you go to the opponent's home arena. Bradley Beal here. I think Beal or Porter is actually questionable. Embiid, you can't really play them alone, I would say. I think if you want to play them, you play like Beal and Embiid together, which isn't a priority in this spot. Just both teams are back-to-back. Usually games like this, they're going to be a little bit lower scoring on that end. So they're not a priority for me. But if you think it stays close, definitely Beal and Embiid, not bad plays at all. And if this game stays close, Beal's gonna have to do a whole lot, and his minutes are pretty locked in, close to 40. Plays a lot of minutes out of just everyone in the NBA. Plays actually the most, I think. So yeah, Bradley Beal. If you're comfortable, but I'm really not here. I think you definitely game stack it if you want to play Beal though. Next, Donovan Mitchell. It doesn't sound like Mitchell's gonna be really popular this game, and I would definitely want some Mitchell here against Orlando, who both teams play slow, but without Ricky Rubio and Dante Exum, Mitchell's going to get a lot of ball handling opportunities and usage bumps, and at only 7.3K at home, he can definitely take 20 plus shots with a lot more assist opportunity. Can definitely get 5 plus assists, possibly hit 10 assists without both of those point guards, because Raul Neto really isn't the same type of player that Rubio and Exum are. And so Mitchell, 7,300 with the increased opportunity. Really, his price still about the same, like went down 100 here. With the extra usage opportunity that he's going to get, I do like Mitchell at, I would say, probably around 15% or lower ownership today. I would say lower because it's a 10 game slate, and I definitely want some Mitchell here. Next, Malcolm Brogdon, only 5.4K. Should be able to see some James Harden defense, sorry, here in this spot. And he's been really consistent lately. 5.4K, you only need 27 DraftKings points for 5x. Definitely can get you over that. And if he doesn't, he's still hovering around 25. And that's in blowouts too. So, he's got pretty nice floor, pretty nice upside too at 5,400. So, he's been really consistent scoring double digits. He'll rebound, assists, get you steals, blocks. It's really just a solid play here, Brogdon. Definitely nice cash play if you're into those for double ups. Next, not a priority at all in this slate, but Furkan Korkmaz, if JJ Redick misses, definitely he'll get some run too if it's a blowout. So Korkmaz could just be a nice play. I wouldn't say a whole lot of upside here in this spot, just with all their guys back. So Korkmaz, if you really want a piece of this game, then maybe. Small forward Giannis Antetokounmpo, 11.1. It's gonna be tough if you want to just go with Harden and Giannis in this spot, but you can definitely try and just pray that they go off and your value, because there certainly are a lot of value plays on this slate that everyone goes off like that, and so it does make sense. But I'd rather pay up for Harden over Giannis here in this spot. But really, for one lineup, if you guys are only playing one, I wouldn't want either of these guys actually. I go for the more balanced approach, even though there's a lot of value, because there's just a lot of these 7-8K guys that I really have interest in that can definitely go for 50, 60 plus. So Giannis, definitely, I can't fault you if you want to go Giannis here. Next, Joe Ingles, same thing with Donovan Mitchell. He's going to get a lot more usage, or just the ball handling opportunity here. Orlando defends small forwards pretty well, but you have to look at just the matchup here for Ingles, the opportunity that he's going to get 30 plus minutes. If this game stays close, he plays a lot better at home. Assist numbers should be up. And definitely he's not going to only score 2 points. He should be able to get a lot more shots. I would expect something along the lines of 10 plus points here with like 5 rebounds and maybe like 7 assists with his usual steals and blocks. So I think 30 is definitely a nice projection for Ingles here. So cash play again for Ingles. And then Reggie Bullock, he seems a little underpriced still. 4.2K against the Lakers. The Lakers, they're not a good defensive team, and they're gonna get paced up here. So I like a lot of the Pistons here in this spot. 4.2K and just a nice matchup. He's probably gonna get like, I don't know, like Josh Hart, who obviously is a pretty solid defender, but just the kind of defense that the Lakers play, they're gonna allow a lot of open shots. So Bullock here, he can definitely shoot or attempt at least a lot of threes here. He's been shooting a lot of threes. That's basically what he does for this team. He spaces the floor, and if he gets some rebounds and assists and maybe some steals because the Lakers do turn the ball over, definitely can exceed value at only 4,200 here. Still really like the price, even though it increased 500. He was just way underpriced the 4 games before. Moving on to Gerald Green, 4,200 again. I think I like Green a little bit more than Bullock here. Green's minutes, they're a little bit less, I would say, than Reggie Bullock, but Green, we know what he can do on the court. He's going to just chuck contested shots, he's going to take them, and this is a terrific matchup for him. I would say an even better matchup, actually, just because of how Milwaukee schemes and they liked to force teams into shooting threes. So they give up a lot of 3-pointers, and they allow a lot of attempts, and they allow a lot of makes, obviously. So Gerald Green here probably sees around 30 minutes. Obviously, he's not as solid defensively, so they might switch him out and put in like James Ennis. PJ Tucker's going to get his run for just more defensive purposes, but Green, they're going to need his shooting to stay in this game without Eric Gordon and CP3. Next is Evan Turner. Going to be one of the more chalkier options. I'm not as concerned actually about the blowout here, so I do like Evan Turner. 3,900 is just too cheap with Mo Harkless out. He has a dreadful floor, really, but starring though, his minutes should be around the mid-20s at least, even in a blowout. So if this game stays close, which I think it should, definitely around 30 minutes, at only 3,900, I think he easily gets you 20 for 5x. Next, Kelly Oubre. I mentioned him for today's slate. I really wish I would have played him, but 3,800, he is just a nice GPP play. Definitely for cash, it's not viable there, but I think the Suns could get blown out here, so that's why I didn't mention Josh Jackson or TJ Warren as kind of like core plays. But Oubre, he has upside. I really don't want to chase him after a 26-point game, 46.8 DraftKings points, just crazy. 30 minutes, we could see a decrease in minutes here, but in a blowout, he still could get some run, and he's gonna get a lot of shots if Devin Booker misses. So I like this spot. Moving on to power forward, Blake Griffin at 9K in a spot against the Lakers. I really like here. Just the matchup, only 9K. He has insane upside here. Just Blake back in LA, playing close to 40 minutes, double upside, easily can get you 30 plus points. He's gonna get you a lot of assists, turnovers. Really, they're not gonna matter a whole lot here on DraftKings, only negative 0.5, and just with all this upside that he carries, he has insane upside. He's honestly underpriced here, in my opinion, so I like Blake a whole lot, as well as Andre Drummond. Next, John Collins, 7.2K. Even on a back-to-back after playing 35 minutes, you have to look at Collins against the Brooklyn Nets here. Just an excellent spot. Jared Dudley, Rodians, Kuruks, whoever it is that they're going to start. Collins is so much bigger, so much better. Double-double, pretty much a lock here, as long as his minutes aren't, jacked up. Or, Collins, 7,200. I really like him here against the Nets, away even on a back-to-back. Next, Lauri Markkanen, 6,300. I've targeted Portland at small forward and power forward all season long. Markkanen here seems a little underpriced, actually. It is a tough matchup defensively, but just the matchup, though, in terms of the position, Markkanen definitely, his price has dropped. His usage is still there with Zach LaVine back, and he gets you defensive stats, too. So, if he's going to be taking double-digit shots, close to 20 even in some games, definitely has kind of like that 40 plus ceiling, and definitely can get you a double too. So in this matchup, I'm really not that scared of a blowout here. So I actually do like Marketing quite a bit, kind of like a Montrez hero play from today. Just 6% owned for this slate. I think Marketing for this slate though, definitely same upside. Moving on to center is Joel Embiid. I think you play him if you want Bradley Beal. I think they definitely correlate, but Embiid is just an option that I'm not going to prioritize here. I think it could definitely still blow out, and his price is really up there. And if I'm going to pay up, I definitely want Harden over Embiid. So not going to be a core play for me. Andre Drummond, 8.6K. I really love playing Andre Drummond here, or just whenever he's in a good spot, and I think he is in one on this slate. Blake Griffin, definitely a guy that I like more here though. Only $400 more, and Griffin's the more talented one. Definitely a better play in my opinion. But the Lakers, they play so fast. I think you definitely play them both together here actually, and I think they can definitely get 40 plus. I think is easily possible. 50 plus even in the realm of outcomes here. So I really like Drummond a whole lot. And then next, Domantas Sabonis. Miles Turner is doubtful. Sabonis is against the Celtics. Tough matchup, but really in just the recent games, Boston has been getting beat up by opposing centers. That's included like guys like Karl-Anthony Towns, DeAndre Jordan. Just a lot of centers have actually been able to pick apart the Celtics defense down low. Sabonis 7,100. Probably going to start again. Minutes, not really of a concern for me on a back-to-back here. Just the matchup is really good for Sabonis. So 7,100, I like him on a back-to-back. But really, Collins, Sabonis, they're just so close for me. I think Collins is the better matchup. Minutes-wise, I think they're both on a back-to-back. Collins is $100 more. I think I prefer maybe I lean towards Collins over Sabonis, but I definitely want to get them both in actually. Next, DeAndre Jordan, 6,900. Just so many solid big men plays on this slate. Getting DeAndre Ayton defense. The Suns are on a back-to-back. Jordan, this game could blow out though, so maybe I lean towards Sabonis and Collins more than Jordan. But 6,900, you get a little bit of a savings. I'd say double-double easily. Gets you steals and blocks too. Not gonna take a whole lot of shots, but you really don't need him with the kind of upside, or the kind of rebounds that DeAndre gets. 30 plus minutes if this game stays close, which could be a concern. But if this game does stay close, DeAndre is gonna make a terrific play. Definitely hit your 5x if it stays close. Marc Gasol does seem underpriced, but not gonna be a priority for me. But I think you can definitely take a chance on him just because of how he hasn't hit value because of blowouts or just the minutes or something, bad shooting, things like that. So if it just all comes together, he has 50 plus point upside. It's gonna be very low owned, and he's gonna be so low owned with even at this price tag. So it's kind of insane. So definitely a GPP flyer. You definitely should take one if you're playing multiple lineups. Next is Rashawn Holmes, 3,400. I think this game could blow out, and even if it doesn't, Holmes is gonna get his usual minutes, hovering around like 18-ish minutes, and he's played well in limited minutes, and if this game blows out, he's definitely gonna hit value for sure if he doesn't get in foul trouble, which has been some of a concern for him. Dallas does have a lot of big men like DeAndre, Maxi Kleber, Dwight Powell, Salah Mejri, DFS, guys like that. But 3,400 is just too cheap for him on a back-to-back. 18 minutes here really doesn't matter for me that he's on a back-to-back. I would say he's actually one of my favorite punts on this slate. So definitely a guy that I do have a lot of interest in because I think it could blow out. So that definitely helps a lot more for Holmes. So that's it for the position by position breakdown. I think my favorite plays on this slate, I like D'Angelo a whole lot. Just that game against the Hawks can be a really fast pace, should be high scoring. Gonna have some opportunities for defensive stats too. Blake Griffin, definitely. And then you have to look at Jeremy Lin if he starts again, and he's gonna get a lot of usage here with the starting unit. Probably take a look at John Collins. Collins is a bonus. I've mentioned it. If you can, play them both. But I like Blake a whole lot more. Obviously, he's a lot more expensive, but just the upside, and he just seems a lot safer than these guys. And then probably like Donovan Mitchell. For now, obviously, early look, but the usage and just the low ownership that he's gonna really carry. And then Rashawn Holmes. I think this game has a lot of potential to blow out here. So Holmes, Dallas plays a lot better at home. So back to back for the Suns with no Booker. Definitely a possibility here. Definitely a letdown spot too because the Suns did pick up a victory tonight. So these 6 guys I like quite a bit. Obviously things could really change because so many teams are on a back-to-back here. So we're gonna have to monitor just injury news, like on the Hawks side with Herder. You have to let him somehow rest because he has done so in the past, and also the Suns if they want to do anything funky or if Booker randomly just pops back in. So this is just my breakdown here. If you enjoyed it, please like the video and please subscribe to show some support. I'll have my Twitter down in the description below if you guys have any questions throughout the day. If there's any news or just anything that pops up, or if you don't have a Twitter, you can just comment on the video. I'll definitely respond to you as fast as I can, get back to you. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.